Welcome back to the channel. My name is Dr. Obi. This is part 3 of the 3-part video on installing SSIS. Please hit the subscribe button to subscribe to the channel. If you recall from part 2 of the series, we installed SQL Server Management Studio, which is the interface that allows us to manage and configure the database. In part 3 of the series, we will install Visual Studio, SQL Server Data Tools, SSDT, and then add SSIS extensions. Visual Studio integrates SSDT, which includes SQL Server Integration Services, SQL Server Analysis Services, and SQL Server Reporting Services. This is the last part of the installation process for SSIS. To start, we have to go back to the installation center. If you've watched parts 1 and 2, you probably know how to do it by now. We can search for the installation center in the search bar. Type SQL Server 2022 Installation Center. Click on the program icon when it appears. In the installation center, click the installation option in the left nav bar. Then click on Install SQL Server Data Tools. This will open a website where we can download the Visual Studio SSDT tool. I'm just going to maximize this window, then click on Install SSDT with Visual Studio. Click on the link here to download and install it for the first time. Once you click on it, you'll be taken to another page where you can download Visual Studio. Make sure to download the community version of Visual Studio. This is the free version for learners and beginners. Once you click, notice the download starts immediately. Go ahead and find the install file in your downloads folder. Then double-click to start the installation. It'll download all the files it needs and then start the installation. It then opens up the configuration window where we choose the data tools for SSIS. There are 4 tabs here. The ones we're interested in are workloads and individual components. Click on workloads. Scroll down to the other tool sets section and click the checkbox near it. Then make sure that in the installation details on the right-hand side that the data storage and processing options are checked and looking like mine. Then click on the individual components tab and type SQL Server Data in the search bar. This will bring up all the data components. Select or click the checkbox next to Data Sources for SQL Server Support and click Install. The installation continues and then completes. Then go ahead and start Visual Studio from the Windows Start button like you would when you want to open or start any application. When you do it for the first time, you may get a screen that wants you to log in or sign up for a new Microsoft account. Go ahead and complete that setup. Afterwards, it opens a Get Started window. Click on Continue Without Code. We're going to add SSIS extensions to Visual Studio so that it recognizes and opens SSIS like it does any other development project. Click the Extensions tab and then click Manage Extensions. Under the Browse tab, type Integration. This will show a slew of integration-related projects. Only click on the SQL Server Integration Services Projects 2022 by Microsoft. Then click to install. This will take you to a Microsoft site to download this extension. I know, it's a longer process that you may be used to, but the good news is that this is the last step. Once downloaded, double-click the downloaded file to install the extension. After the installation of the extension, please go ahead and restart Visual Studio. Once you do, you will be directed to a Get Started window. Click the Create a New Project. Type Integration to list the integration services project types. Otherwise, you'll be scrolling for minutes looking for SSIS projects. Once you type integration, you'll see the projects of interest. Go ahead and click on Integration Services Project, then click Next. We're going to use the default file name and location options. Click Create, and you will arrive at the window where we can start building our first ETL package. Congratulations on following the tutorials 1, 2, and 3 to install and configure SQL Server integration services. Stay tuned for the next videos where I share a tutorial for creating your first SSIS ETL package. If you liked this video, please subscribe and share with others. Thanks for watching.